What up, Full Life Gang? It's Amber.
What it do is Philip.
If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Give this video a thumbs up and leave us a comment below.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And today we're going to talk about what we wish we would have known before we got married.
Oof. I'm talking 8 years ago.
Yeah, and even prior to.
Yeah.
Because it's a couple things I wish I would have known so I can be better prepared. But for the most part, I mean, it ain't nothing bad, you know?
Yeah.
It ain't nothing like I was just completely taken aback by.
Right, true. Okay,
So,
you start. What's one thing that you wish you would have known before we got married?
One thing for sure is just how our credit affected one another.
I knew that.
See, I didn't know that. Because I know that, you know, when we got together as a married couple, that our credit would have somewhat effect. Mm-hmm. But if I would have known how much of it, I would have done at least my part on getting it up as high as I can, or even just educating myself on how it even works.
Right. Now, talking about finances, I do think that we both could have did a better job at understanding how important it was. Because I knew that, like, my credit would affect yours and vice versa. Yeah. But I don't think I realized, we were so young, how important credit was. Yeah. Like, you need this.
Yeah.
And so I think definitely that's something that we could have, like, been more prepared on.
Yeah, my parents didn't talk to me about credit at all.
Mine didn't either. That's just a tidbit, you know? With each generation, when you know better, you do better.
For sure.
So, for us, and for you guys listening, teach your kids.
Yeah, as early as possible.
Right. Not just for them, but when they get married. Like, this stuff didn't go away.
No, not at all.
So, yeah, I think that's a good one on something that you wish you would have known.
What about you?
I think that what I didn't understand the most is the things that I needed to work on in my life, I would keep getting tried on.
What do you mean?
Like patience. Patience has never been my strong suit. But it wasn't just like this in your strong suit, so life's not going to throw any of that your way. It was now you're in this marriage and you're kind of forced to be more patient. Mm-hmm. If you want to make this marriage work, you need to be patient as well. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like a lot of the things that I just needed to work on individually were kind of mirrored, you know, once we got married. And it was just like, they looking at me now, like, what you gonna do? You gonna fix these or not?
Yeah, and now your patience is being tested in ways that you didn't even anticipate. Now you're having to deal with me.
Right.
And my baggage is now testing your patience. Prior to me, it was just anything that came your way,
just
stuff that affected you. Yeah. Right. But now it's like, whoa.
Right.
Wait a minute.
But I think I was more motivated to work on it when it came to you, because when it's just me, it's like, okay, you may pop off, or, you know, you just don't have that patience. But when it comes to, like, my partner, you know, it's like, are you about to pop off now? Or you gonna wait a minute and just breathe? Or are you gonna try to jump the gun and make this happen? Or are you gonna give him a moment to figure it out?
Yeah.
So I was definitely more motivated to work on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else? What you got?
Now, so I wish I would have known prior to us getting married that how important it was to prioritize my marriage over my friends.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because, you know, I've had, you know, just being single my whole life. And then now that I'm married, I had to figure out, you know, how to prioritize my marriage over my friends. And I had a really tough time in doing that.
You did, baby.
It was really hard.
Philip is super social, and he has always been super social. Yeah. So that's just what he naturally thinks about first. And that's not saying that, you know, you don't have those friendships and you throw them to the side, but it's saying that now there's another layer that you have to consider. So it may be cool to go play basketball with your friends, but hey, have you considered talking to your wife about this? Have you considered making sure y'all don't have anything else to do? Have you considered that the kids are taken care of? So it's not that, oh, now that I'm married, I got to throw my friends away. But it's just more of, I have a higher priority. Yeah. So where I want to kick it or I want to do this or whatever, like my priority is my family. And sometimes it's just spending time with my wife. And not even we have stuff to do. Yeah. Just, I need to spend time. Yeah. Today ain't the day for me to hang out. Yeah. And we definitely had like friction there because you want to hang out all the time and you wanted to, you know, do the things you were used to doing. And when we were dating and not living in the same house, you didn't have to really, you know, communicate as much with me about that.
Yeah. I want to go back a little bit about the spending time because in the beginning, I thought that I was spending enough time. So, so when it was time to go hoop, I was out or wanted to go play. I'm like, well, wait a minute. We've been talking all day. We've been with each other all day.
This is what you used to say. What? You would say, we live together. How are we not spending enough time together?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, just because we have the same address doesn't mean that we're spending time together. Yeah. We're at work all day.
We talk all day long.
But we're at work. You think just because we're going to lay down in the same bed later tonight, we're spending time together. And that is something that we really like had to work through in the beginning. Yeah. And I feel like had we understood this prior to, we wouldn't have had so many issues with that.
Yeah. We had some, they weren't just like bad arguments or nothing like that.
No, they weren't.
But we did have some disagreements like, wait a minute. Yeah. So you telling me I'm not spending enough time with you and we live together?
And quality time is my love language. And it always has been. So I crave that time together. And you was just like, we've been sitting on the couch, scrolling on our phone individually, not talking to each other for an hour. That had to be quality time. Yeah. And I'm like, nah. Are you hearing yourself?
Nah.
So, yeah. But another thing that I wish that I would have known prior to us getting married was how much our individual baggage affected our marriage. Like for me, the baggage that I brought into our marriage, and not even like baggage, yes, but like trauma is really what I mean. Yeah. So like the trauma that I brought just that was inside of me, I was again forced to deal with it because now I'm like, this affected our marriage. Yeah. Wait, you got issues trusting people, but this your husband. You need to trust him. Yeah. You know? You want to hold people at their word, but now you are dissecting everything that he's saying, or you know, stuff like that. And it's like, no, you have to work through these things, not just for yourself, but it's affecting your marriage. And so that's something that I feel like I would have had more of a handle on had I known prior to.
Yeah. That was definitely a good one. Yeah. Yeah, because you would definitely break down everything that I said. Like, nah, but you didn't say this. But you didn't say it like that. Yeah. But you know, and it was just like, well, what are you talking about? Yeah.
And Philip gets,
you know what I meant?
He get flustered when I start like dissecting his words and stuff. But it took me a few times.
But that's what I was saying. No, for me though, because when it come to my trauma, like you holding me accountable, I was very defensive. Right. You know what I mean? Like, anytime that you would just be like, all right, like, you know, I don't think we need to do it this way, I would automatically get defensive and be like, well, why are you coming for me? Right. And you weren't coming for me. You were just you were just really just holding me accountable, or really just trying to make me better.
Or just getting clarity.
Yeah, or that too.
But I feel like the good thing about all of that is that, you know, we saw the issues and decided like, hey, we need to work on these things. So even though we didn't know all of those things before getting married, like we still were willing to put in the work. And I think that may be a big one, that it's not that I didn't know it, but I didn't understand like the severity of it, of the fact that not just that marriages work, but you have to always work on your marriage. You don't ever get to a point to where you're like, you know what, my marriage is pretty great and I'm going to just be right here.
Yeah, no.
No, there's always something that you need to work on. And I don't like say that to scare people who aren't married or anything like that. But it's just like with yourself in life. You can always improve. Yeah. You can always be better. And it's the same with marriage. Like, you can always improve as one half of this marriage.
Right.
Or there are things in your marriage that can always be better, and they can be big or small, but it's like you have to constantly put in the work. You have to constantly choose to grow your marriage and create the marriage that you want. Yeah. You don't get days off from it. No. Don't want to be married today. I'm going to just do my own thing.
No,
like that's not how it works.
No.
So I think that's probably like the biggest thing that I really realized. Do you have any more that you kind of wish you would have known before we got married?
No, not that I can think of.
Oh, I got one more. This was kind of a big one too. And I think I talk about this one all the time. But just realizing like our marriage was ours to create. It was our path. Yeah. Like people have like these standards and these goals of what they see. And it's like, that's cool to have things that inspire you and encourage you. But it's like, you don't know their journey. You don't know their struggle. You don't know what they've gone through. And for us, when we got married, I was pregnant and then we had a small baby. And so I'm looking at other people who've just got married and they taking trips and they, living their best life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, am I not doing marriage right?
Yeah.
But it was like, no, boo, you just had a baby. So your path is not the same path as theirs. And that's honestly probably the biggest thing that I wish I would have just had like a good understanding on, is that your marriage is not going to look like anybody else's.
I want to say something too about that,
mm-hmm.
but a different perspective on it, and not letting anyone dictate what your marriage should be.
Right.
Like especially people that are a little bit older than you,
mm-hmm.
and more seasoned in the game.
Right.
And they'll, kind of look into your marriage and say, hey, well, I think you should be doing this and this and that, and this is not the right thing you're doing. Well, I mean, me and my wife have talked about this, and we decided that we want to do it like this.
Right.
And this is our marriage. Like, you can't tell me how to be married with my wife.
I agree completely.
You know what I mean? So I would say that too, just not letting others dictate how you should roll in your marriage, and not let other influences, come in and try to change that.
Yeah, because we roll how we want to roll.
Absolutely. Now, everything is going to be in order.
Right.
But
it's going to be in our order.
Right. It's going to be in order than what we want to do.
And that's just what it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Yes. I like that. I think that's good.
Oh, also, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is...
I
always say this, though. But marriage is a journey, not a destination. You're not going to ever get to a point, like you said.
Right. You're
not going to ever get to a point to where, all right, we good now.
Right.
We can take a chill pill. We don't need any other work. Like it's always something to do. It's always something to get better at. It's always something to make sure that you're better at, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
So
I guess even with our topic, what we wish we would have known before we got married, it's like, even if we had known all those things, still on this journey that we're on, there are other things that we still would have had to learn, and that we still are learning. So it's just kind of like, you try and seek out as much information as you can prior to getting married. The biggest thing is making sure that you and your partner are on the same page about the type of marriage that you want to have.
Mm-hmm.
And then y'all seek out how to do that. Y'all figure it out together, because you're still going to have those pitfalls. You're still going to have to learn some things, because being married is different than just being boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right.
Living with somebody is different. Sharing bills, sharing money, that's all different. So even when you get into it, it's kind of like, you'll never be all the way prepared.
Right. And year 1 is different than year 5.
Tell me about it.
So your marriage is going to change.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so expect change, but you have to make sure that you stay on the same page.
Right. Yeah, I like it. I got some questions.
How to do it?
Out of my handy dandy notebook. Okay, I just got a couple questions. The first question is, what is the first thing that I did that let you know that I loved you? I like little mushy questions.
Probably when you made me them green pancakes.
Boy, stop.
Yeah.
I did not make green pancakes.
Well,
I make the eggs. You make the pancakes.
Well, we'll talk about that at a different time.
Meanwhile, that was in 2008. I wasn't even in love.
Yeah. I beg to differ.
Boo, come on.
But anyway, let me think. Let's see.
It don't have to be the very first thing, but something early on.
Okay.
Early on, though.
Ooh.
What?
No, I ain't gonna expose you. I ain't gonna do it like that.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll go. So
I got one, but I think I'm gonna hold off on it.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go first.
I knew that you really loved me. Well, for one, let me say this. Philip is a gentleman. And I mean a gentleman. Like, he opens doors.
My middle name is Chivalry.
He does all of that. Like, he really is, and he's so sweet and so kind. And he's always been that way with me. Mm-hmm. But when I really realized that, like, no, this man loved me, is when he would still go the extra mile. Like, you would, I don't know, it was just like overly kind and overly generous, and really it was just like you wanted to spend more time with me in the things that you were doing. Like when we were dating, Philip would pick me up from my house, take me back to his house.
Oh, we stayed like 25 minutes away.
Right, we stayed like 25 minutes away so we could hang out, take me back home, and then go back home. Now, mind you, I had my own car that worked just fine, but he would pick me up every time. And I would stay over his house until like 10, 11 o'clock at night some nights. And he would drive me home and go back home. And he used to do that like 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, because I don't believe in meeting me halfway and giving me gas money. Man,
I mean, I could have just came to your house.
No, man. I'm not finna make you drive to my house and I have a car. Like, no, I'm about to come get you because I want you to be with me. And then I'm gonna drop you back off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's my boo.
But one thing that I noticed that you love me, I think, is when you paid for my movie ticket. See, what had happened was...
No, we telling this story at another time.
Okay, all right. Just know that Amber paid for our movie tickets.
Or it could have been when I bought you the shoes. I didn't spend money on men.
Or the shoes, yeah.
I never spent money on men.
That Christmas, we weren't even the boyfriend and girlfriend.
Right, and I bought
me some Air Force Ones for Christmas.
They were $100.
Yeah, man, that was nice.
That was a big purchase for me.
I still got them shoes, too.
And they're ugly.
They are nice.
Anywho, okay, next question. What is the most comforting thing that I do to you or for you? That's a good question.
It is a good question. I say when I'm upset, you just kind of tell me to breathe, kind of tell me to cool out. You get up on me real close and you just kind of rub on me, speak to me real softly, just kind of calm me down a little bit. Mm-hmm. Or even when I'm emotional or something like that, you just let me get it out. You don't like cut me off, or you don't tell me not to cry or nothing like that. You just let me feel my feels. Mm-hmm. And then after I feel my feels, then you come in and you embrace me and you talk to me about it. You know, just all that type of stuff. So.
Oh, I am comforting.
Yeah.
I actually would probably say something similar to that. Mm-hmm. Like when I get really overwhelmed, which can happen often.
Oh yeah.
You're really good at recognizing that and then just kind of calming me down. Like sometimes I really just need to be hugged, or and you're really good with like noticing that and just like being able to like talk me down and calm me down and like give me your attention and just kind of help me like walk through it, think through it. Mm-hmm. And that's very comforting. Or when we're laying down in the bed and you scoop me closer to you.
I know you like that.
I do. Okay, this is the last question. I just got 3. Are you a better listener or communicator?
Wait a minute. Now wait a minute. Time out.
Trick question.
That is a trick question because I was about to say the latter, but then you said communicator. See, Amber created this question on purpose because she knows I struggle in both areas. But what she doesn't know is that I don't listen on purpose. Sometimes. But anyway, I would say I'm a better listener. And the reason why I'm a better listener is because
you suck at communicating.
I suck at communication. So, but we've been together so long that way you just know what I be trying to say anyway.
I do.
Anybody else be like, dude, what are you talking about? But
yeah, that was definitely a trick question.
Yeah, Amber's my translator. So
for me, I would definitely say I'm a better communicator. I'm trying to be a better listener. I think I do a decent-ish. I've definitely improved, but
I think you just jumped the gun. That's all that is.
Right, because I don't listen. I need to, honestly, I just need to be patient. And just calm down and let people finish saying or doing what they're doing.
You're so ready to talk.
I definitely jumped the gun a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching our YouTube channel, for supporting us. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment below. Let us know some things you guys wish you would have known before you got married, or some things that you just thought were helpful from this video.
Yeah, we really appreciate you all for watching this video. And also follow us on Instagram.
Definitely.
At Black Love for Life.
Yes.
All right, y'all.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.